style of play, and when an opponent played a good game, sometimes you can face with all the challenges. It's possible.
Football is unpredictable, and none more so this week than Mark Robins being sacked at Coventry. Not ideal from your perspective in some ways, because does it throw your preparations into the air?
They played with in different shapes. They played with different styles, so we were prepared to adapt in real time. So it will be a new challenge with a new coach. This job is difficult, so even with good moments and bad moments, you have to deal with it. We'll see tomorrow, because I think it's one of the main key points of our game model, the adaptability. We have our foundations, and from that perspective, on the pitch, we can prepare the game with a game analysis, a game plan, but on the pitch you have to react sometimes in real time, because the opponent team changed some things, and probably you can face with sometimes with different challenges. On one side, a player is very dominant, for example, and you have to manage the problems in real time. So it's not too bad to have something to discover, to find out on the pitch, because I think it could make the difference for the future as well.
Joe, obviously not available for you, but he's got an England under-21 call-up now, so it's probably worked out quite well for him, because he'll probably get some football in the time that he's suspended here.
Yes, we'll see. I don't know the plan of the coach, but it should be interesting for us if he could have some minutes. Yes, probably he deserves to have this award as well, because he played very well so far, and it should be a good experience for him.
And it shows how mature he is in so many ways to get a call up at 19 for the under-21s.
Yes, he's young. He's very young, but he showed consistency, and we tried to find a stable position for him, and the repetition of experiences game after game was useful to stabilize his role, but to find in a specific role all the tasks you have to manage during a game and during different games. And I think he improved many things in his game. He still have a huge potential to discover, but so far it was very interesting for him. Yeah.
What made you move Joe into the position he's in now? Because at the start, when you arrived here, you said immediately you knew exactly where you wanted Joe to play. So what had you seen to make you adjust his position?
He played once as a 6 at Portsmouth, I think. Then he played as a 8 in 2 positions, out of possession in the 2 6s, and early in the season out of possession in the 2 attackers, but always in possession as an 8. And I think it's a good place for him, because he can run it behind, he can play in the triangle, he can shoot, he can score, he can defend, he can press, he can do many things. So he's a complete player with a huge potential to discover again, because I know that the consistency and probably the way he can affect the game more is always a key for him, and he wants to improve every day. His standards are very high, and sometimes his emotions are high as well, but he managed very well his performance so far.
Well, he enjoyed himself on Wednesday night with the fans, so I mean that just shows the measure of the spirit you've engendered with the team and the fans. Yeah,
the connection with the fans is very important for us, and I think he's aware of that. And in the stands, probably he felt something different from a new perspective. Could be useful for the future. He told us this morning that he felt that the structure wasn't so so good. So it was a good perspective for him, a new perspective probably as a coach. We'll see in the future.
How did you take that feedback?
Good, because I want the biggest culture as possible for them, because if they have a good culture, they can assess the game. On the pitch, it's easier to understand the problems and to react, to solve the problems in real time. So they need that structure, that culture.
Finally, for me, injuries. Anthony Patterson, is he available? We spoke to Simon Moore after the game on Wednesday. He was very clear that if Anthony is fit, he is more than happy. He knows he's number 2. He would he would expect Anthony probably to come back into the side straight away, even though he's kept 3 clean sheets and played well.
Yeah. He did well. He did very well. I'm very pleased for Simon, because he's a good professional, a very good professional. His attitude are perfect, and because he's training so well every day, when the opportunities comes, he's ready. He's ready, and it's good for him. It's good for the team as well. And Anthony won't be available tomorrow. I hope he will be fit for Millwall, and we'll have 2 weeks to prepare it.
Good for Simon's former club, so I think that will probably be good.
Agree.
Thank you.
How are you finding the 3-game weeks in the Championship? Specifically, sort of, how do you see the players coping with it physically? Is it hard?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Especially away with direct play, physical games. It's difficult, and it was clear that we struggled, especially against Preston. So against QPR it was difficult because we played 38 minutes with 10 men. But at Preston, when we didn't control the game, we just suffered from their direct play, their physicalities, and so on. So it's really a key point for us to develop that control on the ball when we are away, to avoid the proactivity of the opponent. So I think it's still a point to develop for us, and the players after the games were not really happy, not because of the result, because it's still 1 point away, and it's good, but the way we were not able to be proactive on that game enough, and probably 10 minutes here or 15 minutes here with Patrick, for example, when he came on the pitch, but it wasn't enough. Yeah.
I don't know if you've been in this situation before where the team you're playing has just changed its manager. Obviously, we spoke about tactically, Coventry may do one thing, may do another, but you usually expect that there'll be just a reaction from a team. They'll play better. So do you factor that in?
It's possible, but we can't control the behavior of the opponent, so our main focus is only on us. And if we play our best football, we have the best chance to win that game, and it's our main concern at the minute.
I just want to get your thoughts on the Championship as a whole, in terms of how competitive it is. This year there's only, I think it's 5 points separating 5th and 15th. I mean, has that surprised you coming over here and just seeing how competitive this division is?
Yeah, everyone can win against everyone, so it's very clear, and the repetition of the games and the variety of the style of play is very interesting. So when we created our game model, it was clear that we had to manage that side of style of play, and the other side, the opposite, and the middle. So the adaptability and a strong culture to manage the defensive phase, the transition, and the offensive phase, and the opposite is very important for the team. So far we were able to manage this range of styles, but consistency is really the key in that league, and we still have 30 games, 32 now to play. So the journey is long, and we learn from every experiences.
Yeah, well, just short of about a third of the way through the season, but clearly things, second manager of the month award for yourself, things are going really well. Have you been surprised how quickly you settled here, but more importantly, how what you want the team to do has been taken on board so quickly?
I haven't many expectations before. Just want to be connected with the team. But when I analyzed the style of play the previous season, for me it was very clear that this team was able to play like we are playing now. So it's not a surprise, and probably the connection is very good, and we don't know before what will be this connection, and it's always something to find out. And I'm very happy and very pleased for the way they welcome me, and it was so easy to work the first day with the team, with journalists, with the fans, and so on. So at the end, I'm like here from 10 years or 15 years. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you.
Régis, you've got your 3 available forwards all currently fit at the moment. You've got Aaron, you've got Wilson, and you've got Eliza. Obviously, you played 2 of them in midweek, but going forward, how will you pick between them? Is it on form, or will you just do it depending on who the opposition is and whoever best suits them?
It's difficult to answer accurately, because it's a good problem for me, I think, and it's a good problem for the players as well, because when we have many options, we can manage the game with the first part of the game, and we know that we'll have this strength. For example, with Wilson, Romain and Patrick, we'll have runs in behind, and we'll have the ability to combine with Patrick and to dribble with Romain. So this setup is interesting. And with Eliza, we'll have another strength. With Aaron, we'll have another strength. So it depends on the game and the scenario. And I think it's we have now many options to manage different scenarios.
You mentioned before that your defensive solidity was the foundations of your setup, but how much coaching actually goes into what happens in the final third?
Our final third or the opponent final?
Your final, as in like when you're attacking.
These 2 parts of the game the efficiency is key. Is always key, and I really like, for example, the way that our defenders can defend to stop a shoot, for example. So it's like they are ready to cope with this part of the game. The opposite is, as a coach, we always say it's a part of creativity. So we need patterns, we need structure, but we need as well. We need the ability to create, to take risk, and to accept that we can lose the ball, and we will be able to face with the counterattacks. So for me, it's a question of foundations, and then find the right balance about patterns, about instructions, and the other way you can create. This balance was good so far, and we'll see for the next games. Yeah.
And just on that, finally, therefore, it must make you pleased that you've had goals coming from lots of different sources, lots of different players.
Yeah. It's difficult for the opponent when you can score from the wingers, you can score from your striker and from your eights, for example, because we become unpredictable. When you analyze a team, if the striker is the main threat, okay, you will put your strength to neutralize, to cancel this weapon. When we have many opportunities like we have to score, it's more difficult for the opponent, I think.
Cameras up, please, guys.